really nice to see you. And so happy to be here on Ducati and the possibility to meet you. Could you please tell us who you are and what you are working with?
Okay, so it's a pleasure also for me to talk about my career, let's say. I am Chiara Lovato, I'm 29 years old, and at the moment I am the product manager of the Monster, Diavel and X-Diavel family. I started in Ducati 5 years ago. Like, I was still studying at the university. I so wanted to start riding motorcycle. Like, when I was younger, I had fallen in love with the Monster. But at first, I thought that it was more of a men's thing, you know? Like, people think that motorcycles are just for men. But then, like, growing up, I thought, I want to ride motorcycle. I want to give it a try. So before even getting my motorcycle license, I had already bought my first Monster because I was so in love with it. And now I am a product manager, so I do the brief of the bikes. I get to decide together with the technical teams how the motorcycles will be. And the cool thing is that the first bike I launched was a Monster because it was back in May the Monster Senna, so it was very emotional for me. Also because it was a very important bike, you know. It was a special edition dedicated to Senna, and it was a Monster, so it was like a dream coming true for me.
We women may be a little bit shorter or weaker, but this bike is finally absolutely perfect for everybody because it's so low.
It is. It's low. Now we finally have also, for example, the low suspension kit, the low seat, and the bike is so easy to ride, easy to handle. It's not intimidating anymore. I remember riding the old Monsters that were kind of demanding, let's say, but I believe that we women can ride everything at first. We're just a little bit intimidated because we are more careful, let's say, but I believe that we can ride every bike. For example, now I own a Panigale V2, I go on track with it, and I also have a Multistrada Rally, and I travel all over Italy with the Multistrada. So I believe that we just have to give it a try, and like, I discovered a whole new world with motorcycles. Like, my life completely changed when I found out how cool is riding and the fact that we can do it. It's not just for men.
Really? So you drive Monster, Panigale and Multistrada. You have total range.
And I also had my first knee down with the Monster on track. So it was like so emotional. I wanted to cry out of happiness because I was so happy. And also because this bike is so easy, so fun. And you really feel super comfortable when you ride it, you know. So I think it's the perfect bike to start and also to get better because it's not just a beginner bike. I think that even if you are very good at riding, you can really enjoy this bike.
What do you think when you are riding the Panigale?
That it's a beast. Like, you've got a lot of horsepower. Like, okay, the Panigale maybe it's not a beginner bike. The new Panigale, it's could be very fun also for people who are not so advanced, but like the feeling of finally going on track and trying to, like, I go on track days. Usually there are 2 or 3 women. There are not so many girls on track still, but it's so cool. Like, you feel so free. Like the sense of freedom and excitement you get on track, it's unique, I think. I think we women are just too careful, and we see these guys like rocking their bikes and we feel a little bit intimidated. But I see that many women are starting to ride motorcycles.
Yes.
Like, every time I go out, I see more and more women, and when I see them riding, I say, yes, go. I always say hi because it makes me so happy to see other women going on motorcycles. Also because one of the most beautiful things about motorcycles is that we are all friends, like, with the same passion. So it's so easy to meet new people. Like, I met my best friends thanks to motorcycles. So they're like sisters to me now. So.
That's totally true.
Like, the community is so beautiful, so passionate.
It is.
I was very intimidated by the Multistrada at first because it's big. Like, when you see it, it's big. You're like, I was so afraid I couldn't handle it. Like, the fear of dropping the bike, there is. But as soon as I tried it, I said, it's not so hard. Like, I was just intimidated. So I started riding it, and then I fell in love with it because you can travel with it. Like traveling with the bikes is amazing.
And what is the next step for you when you're now coming back to the office?
I will continue working on one of the next bikes that is gonna be launched. I cannot say anything, but it's one of my bikes, so I'm really excited. It's gonna be a big launch, so I really hope it goes well.
Oh, that we are looking.
It's amazing to look the bikes growing, like from the concept to the final bike to the launch. So I really can see my project growing, and it's so satisfying.
How long does it take for you?
It's quite long because we start with the brief of the bike that we discuss with the technical department, R&D, everybody, and then the bike starts to get like developed. So maybe the final bike not always is everything we ask in the brief, because we ask what, in our opinion, the market needs, but everything is not feasible always. So it takes a lot of time. Like the brief usually starts 3 or 4 years before.
So that's
it's quite long. So
it's
you see your project growing and developing in
Yes.
different paths. You decide, should we go for this choice or for the other? And yeah, it's great. It's long but amazing.
So many thank you that you took the time and that we really have an ambassador for women on bikes.
Thank you so much for the time.
Thank
It's
you.
been amazing.
Thank you.